The Chronicles of Narnia, The Horse and His Boy, by Clive Staples Lewis, narrated by Peter Coates. Chapter 1. How Shasta Set Out on His Travels. This is the story of an adventure that happened in Narnia and Calormen and the lands between, in the Golden Age when Peter was High King in Narnia, and his brother and his two sisters were king and queens under him. In those days, far south in Calormen on a little creek of the sea, there lived a poor fisherman called Ashish, and with him there lived a boy who called him father. The boy's name was Shasta. On most days, Ashish went out in his boat to fish in the morning, and in the afternoon he harnessed his donkey to a cart, and loaded the cart with fish, and went a mile or so southward to the village to sell it. If it had sold well, he would come home in a moderately good temper, and say nothing to Shasta, but if it had sold badly, he would find fault with him, and perhaps beat him. There was always something to find fault with, for Shasta had plenty of work to do, mending and washing the nets, cooking the supper, and cleaning the cottage in which they both lived. Shasta was not at all interested in anything that lay south of his home, because he had once or twice been to the village with Ashish, and he knew that there was nothing very interesting there. In the village he only met other men who were just like his father, men with long, dirty robes, and wooden shoes turned up at the toe, and turbans on their head, and beards, talking to one another very slowly about things that sounded dull. But he was very interested in everything that lay to the north, because no one ever went that way, and he was never allowed to go there himself. When he was sitting out of doors mending the nets and all alone, he would often look eagerly to the north. One could see nothing but a grassy slope running up to a level ridge, and beyond that the sky with perhaps a few birds in it. Sometimes, if Ashish was there, Shasta would say, "Oh, my father, what is there beyond that hill?" And then, if the fisherman was in a bad temper, he would box Shasta's ears and tell him to attend to his work. Or, if he was in a peaceable mood, he would say, "Oh, my son, do not allow your mind to be distracted by idle questions. For one of the poets has said, 'Application to business is the root of prosperity, but those who ask questions that do not concern them are steering the ship of folly towards the rock of indigence.'" Shasta thought that beyond the hill there must be some delightful secret which his father wished to hide from him. In reality, however, the fisherman talked like this because he didn't know what lay to the north. Neither did he care. He had a very practical mind.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?